A Tempestade. Vamos lá. Já pode escolher aqui os negócios. Mano, pior que examine sua próstata. Que é isso? Advance. Conferir. Ah, eu não posso colocar. Tá, calma. Vamos atender o telefone.
Good evening, Alex. It's Bozeman here, your boss. While you're powering up and getting the adverts loaded, I thought I should just tell you that we've had one of those public
Já tá rolando, já tá rolando.
from the government, and it's mandatory that you play it. You still have a free choice for the other two, so read those tape labels carefully.
Vou colocar esse negócio aqui, mano. Tô muito curioso pra ver o que vai acontecer.
Right, that's the lot. Have a great show. Total pimp. My God, that weather looks nasty.
Oh, how's it going with Steve?
Vamos lá, 20 segundos. Tamo começando. É, então, que diabos?
Are you saying he chose his imaginary friend in the sky over you?
I don't know why I talked to you.
It probably is a really awful date.
10 seconds, everybody. Like I said, all of you.
Did your personality accidentally slip out?
Pricks. Going in 5, 4, 3.
Tá, quem vai começar a falar? Ele ou ela?
Good evening. I'm Jeremy Donaldson.
And
Ele
I'm
pega do
Megan.
papelzinho.
Our main stories tonight.
As imagens.
A mysterious symbol has appeared overnight on thousands of buildings throughout the capital.
Tonight, in an exclusive live interview with Prime Ministers Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement, I'll be asking what this mysterious symbol might mean.
After 3 months of record-breaking approval ratings, could this be the daring first move of a silent resistance movement? And what would that mean as we go into the future?
Cadê o tempo? O tempo
We
bugou?
shall overcome. Trapped in Dante's taint for more than a month now, doctors Ingrid Svorsborg and Horgensvoord and David Wong announced today that they're considering 2 possible options.
With 2 of the finest minds in science working together, hopes are still high for the eventual return of the team to dry land.
While both options are still on the table, support seems to be growing for a daring escape attempt. If a group of fungus experts can't fix the most advanced craft
Ficando louco
ever
ouvindo a voz
conceived by
secundária.
man, then who can?
Bearing their opinions, the formerly rich are fighting back with a naked protest.
Our very own Robin Short was on hand earlier today when this new protest group first presented themselves.
It might seem amusing to us, but clearly this formerly overprivileged section of our society is not adjusting well to the new future. It's often too easy to forget that not every citizen is thriving under advance.
Table for 2. Johnny Hamsleeves and Tiffany Lamour were spotted having a private moment out at lunch today.
The popular couple have certainly been on a roller coaster since they started dating late last year, and this image is sure to place them firmly back in the tabloids.
Could we be on the verge of the biggest
isso é um
celebrity
babado.
wedding since professional wrestler Randy Grizzlenuts McFridge married his longtime tag team partner Tina Tiny Hands last year in a wrestling
Tina
ring
Tiny.
made entirely of cake?
Is this once celebrated role model about to become the bad boy of sport?
And onwards and upwards. In an attempt to put the Mr. Snugglehugs disaster behind them, Rimington's Fist CEO Sophia Rimington today announced a brand new product that already has the markets buzzing with interest.
This groundbreaking product came as quite a shock when it was revealed earlier today,
Que é isso?
though its critics are skeptical that the young CEO can
remédio.
fulfill her promises.
Described as a breakthrough far ahead of its time, the male contraceptive pill is heralding a sexual revolution. Its fans are celebrating the fact that men can finally take equal responsibility for contraception, but others have expressed concerns over its safety.
Eu não sei nem o que era a outra imagem.
With that exclusive prime ministerial interview coming up later,
And our very own Patrick Bannon coming to you live from the first annual Sports Board final.
you won't want to miss a second of tonight's National Nightly News.
Tá? Então, eita, tá chovendo. Só vi um trovão, não foi nem do resgate dessa vez. Meu Deus, pode acabar a luz. Imagina se acaba a luz no meio da transmissão. Foi.
First tonight, after the Christmas horror caused by Mr. Snugglehugs, we have an exclusive interview with one of the victims.
Poor 7-year-old Timmy Tadlock, like so many of those affected by the Christmas bloodbath, has spent the last 3 months undergoing a series of reconstructive facial surgeries.
Last week, joyfully, he spoke for the first time since the tragedy. Tonight, he talks to us.
Before we go to the interview, however, this station would like to issue a full and frank apology for any part we may have played in the tragedy. We should never have advertised snuggle hugs. Without our publicity, the sheer scale of this tragedy, and now upwards of 8,000 casualties, might have been averted.
On behalf of the Nightly News team, we're sorry.
In future, we will do better.
Now it's over to Robin Short at the Tadlock family home. Robin?
Thank you, Megan. I'm here with Mr. and Mrs. Tadlock and their 7-year-old son, Timothy. Thanks for spending time with us today.
Yes, well, you're bloody lucky we're spending any time with you at all, after what you lot did. Irresponsible. I mean, whose idea was this anyway?
It's all right. Wasn't your fault. As you can see, Megan, there's still a few open wounds here. I'll tread carefully. I'm going to speak to Timmy now. Hello, Timmy. Can you see me?
Mummy?
Mas pior que eu tô prestando atenção aqui na direita, eu não consigo nem ver o que tá acontecendo lá na esquerda.
She's going to ask you a few questions.
And you be careful now, it upsets him to remember.
Don't worry, Mr. Tadlock. I wasn't the youngest ever editor of the Swinstead Middle School Inquirer for no reason. So, Timmy.
Mano, não acaba essa luz, velho. Se acabar essa luz, eu não sei nem o que eu tenho que fazer. Não fui treinado pra isso.
Yes, I could smell him already. He smelled like love.
Ah, yes, that'll be the fur. It's scented with hoof.
I was so excited. I ran up to my room
Que
and gave him a big
que
hug.
isso?
He was so soft and warm.
Ai, de novo, mano. Para de interferência. Também tá chovendo pra caramba, né?
And what did
É o quê?
Snugglehug say to you?
Ele falou alguma coisa do garoto é suicida?
His real action eyes and said you're my very best friend. But I sure wish Mrs. Snugglehug was here and she can't
Snugglehug.
for just $89.99. And then it's a general error. 41.
And is that when he burst into flames?
Look careful.
And then he exploded.
Oh, look, I've asked you nicely.
And am I right in saying that one of his real action eyes is now permanently embedded in your cheek?
Yes. When I took him in at night, it glows through bandages. I know it's under there, staring at me.
Yeah, some of the other children have started calling him Timmy Three Eyes. And with his glasses, that's 5.
It's too many eyes, Robin.
And what's the last thing you remember before the darkness overtook you?
He looked at me with his one eye and laughed. Laughed as he burned.
Ele ria enquanto queimava, mano.
It sounds very traumatic.
Oh.
Do you have nightmares?
All right, that's quite enough of you two coming in here with your camera, trying to make a buck out of our suffering. I won't have it.
Meu Deus, eu vou ter que cortar. Tá rolando treta.
Timmy, do you think you will ever be what we can call
No, you've had your
normal
questions,
again?
and now look. Oh, you've made him cry with all 3 of his eyes.
Calm down, you're scared.
Do you think your parents will ever really love you again?
Right, that's it. Enough. Come on,
I'm Mr. Tadlock.
Meu amigo.
So there you have it, Megan. Just one of the many
O cara se tacou, mano.
indescribable tragedy that has shaken our nation.
I'm pleading, am I not?
Thank you, Robin, and stuff.
And many questions to be answered by Sophia Remington in the coming
Meu
days
Deus, o
and
que
months
aconteceu
ahead.
ali?
How will she turn this crisis around?
So, Jeremy, what are the warning signs a consumer should look out for when they're spotting a dangerous toy?
Well, Megan, experts advise to always check for the new advance mark, which guarantee a level of safety and quality.
Yeah, can we just get a close-up on camera 3 here? So if we take a look at this National Nightly News mug, you should see the mark just on the base of it there.
In the wake of
É a marca do Advance aqui.
praise for their swift response in bringing in this set of stringent checks and new products.
It certainly is good to know.
Nossa, eu fiquei imaginando, imagina esse jogo aqui num VR, né?
When we come back,
Deve ser bem interessante.
Patrick Bannon will be live from the Sports Board Finals. Stick around, you won't want to miss it.
We'll be back after these messages.
Mete esse propaganda aí do negócio. Meu Deus, ela saiu. Ah lá, metemos a propaganda aí da caneca.
Yes, yes.
Watch your back, Jeremy. Women are coming.
I'm more worried about this water dripping onto my head.
Eita. Nota do segmento, B. Deu bom, deu bom.
We're getting reports in that naked protesters might try and spoil the sports board final by waving their fleshy bits about.
Pra fazer como mulher, ela devia estar apertada pra ir no banheiro.
6 p.m. for God's sake. No one wants to see fannies on the news. Bozeman out.
Ela saiu correndo depois que acabou o programa. Ela simplesmente vazou. Ela, meu Deus, estou explodindo, e saiu. Tá, aqui, calma. O que ele falou que eu não prestei muita atenção? Moço, alô? Mano, tô só vendo. É agora que vai acabar a luz, velho.
That's what it says.
Yes, I understand that, but I always say welcome back.
I think we should just keep it.
Tiramos uma nota B também, né? Foi bom.
What's that supposed to mean? I didn't write it, Jeremy.
That's all right, fine. Jenny, there's something wrong with the auto cue.
10 seconds.
Oh, I just felt a drip again. Have they not fixed this?
Want to see
Tá
us
pingando,
fry?
mano,
Good
no
for the
estúdio.
ratings.
5, 4, 3.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News. I'm Megan Wolf. Coming up later, we'll be speaking to the Prime Ministers about their exciting new healthcare facilities, transition centres.
Nice to see they care.
You're absolutely right, Jeremy. But first, we're going now to our own Patrick Bannon, who's reporting live from the finals of the new game that's gripping the nation, Sports Board. Patrick?
That's right, Megan. You join me live here for the final of the first annual Sports Board Championship.
A outra senta na mesa ali pra assistir junto, mano.
These two have been dancing around each other all season. First up, we have Ellie Striker. She's the more experienced of our two players today. Striker has got an accuracy of 7, a danger rating of K, and a 12-month driving ban. Striker's known for her signature move, the lanky hamster. And facing her tonight, hoping to prove himself with a career record of 12 outs, 14 finishes, and a divorce pending. It's Mr. Wingspan himself, Tommy, the fingernail.
Nossa, eu perdi o tapa. Não acredito que eu perdi o tapa.
The slapping ceremony is taking part. Still going on.
Que isso? Os caras estão se tapeando, velho.
Striker, of course, first to start as she won the trivia round earlier on by some margin.
D-Robe.
Harris, perhaps the brawn and not the brains. Stupid. Eddie Striker. Nice start there from Striker. She's determined not to let the nerve show.
Que foi isso?
On to Mr. Harris now. Tommy. Using his arm to pick up the ball. Not a bad shot there from Harris.
Eles têm que jogar a bolinha no cesto, é isso? É só isso?
For shots number 3. All right. She's gone to sort of throwing it under her legs. Not bad if you ask me. Was there contact?
Eu não sei se ela acertou.
Mr. Harris. Bit of business with the ref, but it got sorted out.
Mano, que é esse jogo, velho?
Back to Harris now. A ball in the hand is worth 2 in the bush.
Football. Move back.
I'd say that's fair.
Falta.
What do I know? Oh no, and Harris is not going to be happy with that. So really not a good start there for Tommy Harris in round 1. We can only hope that round 2 treats him a bit better. But first, of course, after the argument with the red section, it's
não tô entendendo nada desse jogo. O que tá acontecendo?
Now we have the ceremonial changing of the ends. And of course now they go back to the starting positions, as that makes sense. Striker giving it large.
Second round, double. Harris.
Winter round 2 now with Harris. Okay, we seem to have some sort of streak on the pitch.
Que tanta violência, torneio de tapa. Que isso? A moça. Sai. Mulher do céu.
Apologize if we broadcast any of that. As I said, we're going to get the situation resolved as soon as possible. They're trying to carry on play, but it's proving a bit difficult, and I'm struggling to follow. Because it's quite nice.
Meu Deus, a outra entrou do nada.
Great. Okay, so back into round 2 now, and Harris absolutely closed that massive gap.
Que loucura.
Eddie Striker. No, it's just some of the tightest play I've seen ever.
Vazou, né? Vazou na TV um pouquinho do...
Harris.
Né?
And was that a fitted thumb screw? We haven't seen that at the heats. What a brilliant move.
Mano, eu não entendi essa competição dos caras aí.
And we know what that means, ladies and gentlemen. That is, of course, the ground sound.
Que?
Excellent bit of play here on both sides of the bucket. I don't know about you at home, but I'm finding the technical mastery.
A cara do juiz, mano.
Absolutely blooming, jaw-dropping. The ref has spotted something in Harris's neck or head. And Harris is having an absolute shocker. What a miserable start there for Tommy Harris. But he is a late bloomer, of course, before he said that. And after all, it is a game of 2
O que está acontecendo? Alguém entendeu alguma coisa disso aqui?
But now, of course, it's time for the half-time show. Sponsored by Remington Smith.
On my whistle, on my whistle.
Nice piece of music here to start the half-time show. Okay, another posh protester loose on the corner.
Ah não, mais outro cara agora. Agora é cara no caso.
Is running around here with his genitals on display for all to see. And ruining what was shaping up to be quite the dance interlude there. Now he's thrusting himself in Harris's face, security's on it, and the bucket has been knocked over! I cannot stand it when the bucket gets knocked over.
Que isso, cara?
Hopefully he'll get taken out now. Genitals flying around for all to see. Really, if you ask me, not Sunday morning television.
Ó, consegui não mostrar nada, eu acho. Mostrou, acho que uma parte ali só, mas foi muito rapidinho.
Final poses. Ballboy cannot be in the final pose.
And a lovely finish there on both sides of the bucket. I wouldn't like to call that one. And as we head into round 3, I'd love to know what's going on in these two players' heads. But unfortunately, because of science, we can't.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Not bad.
You two go first. You two go first.
So that ball boy's giving me the eye all day. I don't know what's going on there. Striker there, not a great start.
Jogou já? Nossa senhora.
Back to Harris here. God, what I wouldn't give to be that ball. Am I right, ladies? Tommy Harris. And it dribbled down his arm, which is actually a really good move, because of course if it dribbles down his arm and goes on the floor, it's not going in the bucket.
Mas que?
Back to striker. And striker's gone for the animal bonus there, but of course perhaps... And yes, Harris has countered with a tiny bell. That is wonderful play. Of course we've seen that before. Look at her face. She is absolutely gutted. What a mud. That could have been the clincher. What a massive shame.
Harris receives possession now.
Harris to serve now. Harris, of course, undefeated by Kestrel in his last 4 battles. So, here we go. Tommy Harris.
Ai, dois.
That's all right. Not bad
Que
there.
isso?
Quite far away from him, which is quite a good idea. Very clever there. Perhaps a little contact caution from the referee, who's being, if you ask me, a little bit harsh. Ellie Striker.
Eu tô muito confuso no que tá acontecendo nesse jogo.
You hate to see it, don't you? You cannot believe it. Oh, for God's sake. Okay, like, I mean, this is a mess now. I don't know what I can be doing about this. I mean, sort of breasts and genitals.
Presta atenção, pra que lado que eles vão correr? Pro 2.
I mean, there's only so much I can do.
Pro 1.
They're sort of everywhere, aren't they?
Ai, meu Deus do céu, 3.
I'll try and carry on. The players are trying to carry on, but of course it's difficult because these protesters are. Hopefully we can get them taken off soon so we can carry on with the match. Okay,
Censura.
going on here. Yes, yes.
We want our money.
Yes, very good. Take them away. Bloody wasters. Absolute wasters.
Mano.
Oh, jog on.
This is the mime round.
It's an absolute bloody... Okay, and now we're going to go into the final round. And of course, as it's a Tuesday, the final round is a mime round. Who could believe it? Nice imaginary shot there from Harris.
Uma jogada imaginada.
Two absolute juggernauts of the sport.
Hold.
The bucket getting moved back to its proper place. About time, if you ask me. She's juggling it around from her hands. Interesting. And she's put it in her mouth like as if it was an egg. And now she's spat it out. She did the egg spit. So a wonderful move there, quite late on.
Illegal spit.
From Striker. But she's in it to win it.
Harris's ball.
On it, like a car bonnet.
Eu tô muito perdido ainda. Agora virou uma bolinha imaginária. Os caras estão jogando bolinha imaginária. Não existe bolinha mais.
And he's peeling it as if it were a banana, which is an interesting move. Not sure if he hasn't had his potassium or what's going on today with Harris.
O cara tá descascando a bolinha.
And he's trying to... And the banana was the ball! What a fantastic move there from Harris. Unfortunately, that is the end. What a pathetic... There we go, Jeremy. That is over. How can he look his 8-year-old son in the face tonight? What a lump. We just have to wait for the referee now to announce it to make sure it is all official.
Contestants in, please. And the winner of the first annual Sports Board Championship is... Everyone!
Todo mundo ganhou. Não tem um vencedor só, não.
I'm going to be celebrating tonight with my wife and children.
Que eu perdi?
Wonderful victory for me. Here come the on-site security to collect their medals.
Ai, que aconteceu?
And thanks again for watching the
Queimou, deu ruim.
What more is there to say? I'm Patrick Bannon. Looking forward to celebrating.
Que eu faço?
And all is left to say, Jeremy, is back to you in the studio.
Patrick Bannon had an extraordinary
O cara da outra ali, uns 2 segundos.
Jeremy.
I didn't know you were a fan.
Oh, yeah, I can wrench a doubler with the best of them, I'll have you know.
I certainly wouldn't bet against you.
When we come back, I'll be talking live with Prime Ministers Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement, who apparently have a big announcement you wouldn't want to miss.
Vou colocar esse do parafuso aí.
These messages.
1 minute back.
Fucking microphone shocked me.
What?
Fucking microphone just shocked me. Where's that sound guy?
Espero que não seja eu.
Everything okay?
Oh, the mics are just trying to kill us now, apparently.
You'll be fine. You're unshockable.
O potinho pra evitar...
I'm wearing
Tá,
it
esses
down.
parafusos não deu muito certo não, hein? Acho que não faz nem sentido.
Just heard from the chaps in
C.
maintenance that this storm is causing the odd power surge, and some of your controls might be a bit, dangerous. Now, I know you're tough, and you can take the odd shock for the sake of a perfect news broadcast, but too many in quick succession can stop the old ticker. I'm sure you'll make the right decisions. Boostman out.
So
Nossa, tá
sorry
cheio.
about all
Ih,
these buckets.
a censura deu ruim.
Seem to have sprung a leak. Well, several, actually.
You're gonna need a whole new lining up there. Triple seal.
Minister, it's so good to see you again.
Eu acho que não é uma boa ideia eu ficar tocando nos negócios quando tá eletricutado. Aí eu vou e faço o quê?
Am I here? Here, with Mr. Clement on your left.
Right you are, pet.
Fica o choquinho aqui na direita, que é mais de boa. Aqui não.
You see them?
10 seconds,
No, my father. Have you had a little accident?
Cheeky cow.
5, 4, 3.
Welcome back. I am delighted to be joined by Prime Ministers Julia
Eu acabei de colocar no
Salisbury and
mano.
Peter Clement. Welcome to the National Nightly News, Prime Ministers.
Oh, please, it's just Julia and Peter.
We don't believe much in titles. It doesn't seem very advanced.
Mano, pior que é bem na hora que os caras estão falando que eu não posso mexer.
Firstly, I should ask how you feel about the graffiti that's been springing up across the capital. Should we be worried?
Oh, no, you definitely shouldn't be worried.
Well, not unless you've got a fatal paint allergy anyway.
But yes, it does seem that there are still some people we haven't been able to help.
You know, whingers.
People who've yet to benefit from the many
Você imagina?
advantages of the new future.
And you know, Megan, as my old mum used to say, there are some pissants who just don't know how to be.
Censura.
We're working hard.
Nossa, ainda bem que a gente conseguiu usar a censura antes. Vai ter alguns momentos que eu vou ter que tomar choque mesmo.
My government is always open.
Someone's dripping on me.
Ai, caramba.
But we didn't come here to talk about what may yet turn out to be some alternative arts project.
Which we no doubt will have funded.
When we
Bem na hora que apareceu que eu apertei.
Far more exciting.
Yes, your office briefed us that you have an announcement to make.
Nossa, deu tempo.
Let me ask you a question, Megan.
Oh, okay, it's not usually how it works, but...
What scares you? I mean, really scares you?
It's death. She's talking about.
Parece que o jogo tá tipo ajudando a
We're all
gente.
afraid of our deaths. It's part of being human.
Sorry, are you saying that advance have cured death?
That'll be a vote winner. Yeah, that was definitely a drop there.
But while we may not have cured death, we hope we found a way to make it much less scary.
And much less painful and much less expensive. Look, which is me close-up camera?
Oh,
okay?
sorry, it's camera 4.
When I was 13, my mum came and got me from school. He was to go to the hospital. My granddad, he'd collapsed that morning, so we'd all to say our goodbyes. And I went in to see him. He were all frail and pale. And I was scared because I'd only seen him the week before, and he'd been fit as fiddle. And he said to me, Peter, he said, it's the right time. I don't ever want to be a burden to the people I love.
Was that the last time you saw him?
Nope. 3 days later, he were back home. He lived with us for 9 miserable years after that. He had to be fed with a rubber spoon. He had a commode, so he'd just take a shit right there in the lounge while we were watching football.
Nossa, mas acabou na hora o choque.
That sounds,
It was awful. It was awful for us, and this.
Tá muito bem, tá quase no máximo aqui as barrinhas.
Awful for him. He could see it was destroying me, man, watching him slowly fade away, and he would beg her to turn off his breathing equipment at night, but she couldn't, or she wouldn't. It were a crime, you see, and she didn't want to lose the children as well as her old man.
No family should have to suffer like Peter's did. And now no family will have to. The health service is today opening the first of 300 new transition centres.
The transition centres
will
handle everything for your last days. The legal, financial, medical and emotional costs are all catered for and paid for by the government. So even the poorest citizen gets to pass on with dignity when they choose.
And that choice is important.
Pior que eu tô muito mais concentrado em colocar os negócios certinho aqui as câmeras do que prestar atenção no que eles estão falando realmente.
Don't want to burden themselves or their families with a slow, long, humiliating decline.
Nossa, meu cara mandou um palavrão pra caramba.
We're still on the air, Peter.
Yes, sorry, my apologies.
Tomou um chocão, velho.
Worried that this new system might be open to abuse?
In what way?
É possível você tomar choque com o microfone sem fio assim?
The older generation might feel somewhat.
Que isso?
Sorry, the older generation.
Ai, saiu o palavrão.
Somewhat coerced.
Mano. Ai, ai.
Spend their final days eating gourmet food and drinking fine wine and luxury spas and gardens.
Look, I am perfectly capable of.
Ai, ai. Ai, censurei mais.
What's your language?
Meu Deus.
Go get yourself sorted out.
Right.
We're launching a government information course tonight. It should tell your viewers everything they need to know.
You really do move at a breathless pace. It's hard to believe
Mano, esses choques.
We're only getting started.
Para de ir no 1.
And on that note, thank you so much for being here, Jeremy.
Right, yes, that's all we have time for tonight.
Mano.
Thank yous go out to our guests. Congratulations to all the winners at the Sports Board Final.
Eu perdi muita audiência por causa desse choque, velho. Literalmente.
If you can, have a peaceful night.
A propaganda, eu nem escolhi qual que eu ia passar a propaganda. Mano, eu simplesmente peguei qualquer propaganda. Nem sei o que eu peguei. E eu acho que eu morri.
It's my nephew, so we transitioned the moment I start the leak.
Acho que nossa carinha desmaiou. Acabou? Nossa, ranqueei nesse último. Meu Deus do céu. A gente perdeu muita audiência nessa última parte. Todas as palavras ofensivas foram censuradas. Não foi toda, não. Um programa sem interferência, daí sim. A edição... Tá, daí eu concordo. Mas as palavras não foram tudo, não. Tá um pouco errado isso aí. Você recebeu todo o seu pagamento. Riqueza atual, hora de tirar férias. Bom, bem de vida, ótimo. Ações. Tem o Illuminati aqui no meio, mano. Tá, o que era isso aqui mesmo? Eu já não lembro. Transmissão. Mano, Tempestade. Por essa eu não esperava, velho. Esse capítulo foi louco. Eu fiquei imaginando o que ia acontecer naquela parte que a gente tinha que trabalhar e a gente tava indo tirar férias. Se a gente tivesse ido trabalhar, com certeza ia ser um capítulo assim, né? De escolher os negócios. Imagina a loucura que ia ser. Deixa eu ver o que aconteceu nessa parte. Ah, ela que jogou! Essa troca de cena, tá. Mano. Olha isso, dia 1, 8, 153. Mano, faz muito tempo que a gente não faz uma gravação realmente. Faz tipo 5 meses. Dá mais de 5 meses isso aqui. Praticamente. Vamos continuando. Opa, vai ter coisa nova? O equipamento não está funcionando? Configure se a energia foi ligada. Tem que ficar de olho se a energia não vai cair. Mano, tá muito louco isso daqui. É tipo um jogo de puzzle quase, né? Tem que saber certinho as horas certas de colocar na tela.
Ever since you made a